Good evening. We'd like to invite any residents in the audience to come up and make comments on agenda items only. Are there any residents who'd like to come up and make comments? We'll move on to the the acceptance of the warrants. Can I have a motion to accept the warrant?
So moved.
Can I get a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or no votes? Can I have a motion, moving on to the treasurer's report, can I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report of July 2016?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Moving on to the approval of minutes. This is the regular meeting minutes of August 9th, 2016. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes from a regular meeting on August 9th, 2016?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions? Any no votes? Moving on to the special meeting on August 25th, 2016. Could I have a motion to accept the minutes from the special meeting on August 25th, 2016?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any abstentions or any no votes?
I was not present at that meeting, so I'd like to abstain, please.
Thank you. Moving on to the report section of the agenda for this evening. Turn over to Dr. Friedman for the superintendent's report.
Good evening. I'm happy to report that Mahopac schools have opened another great school year. Our transportation department very safely brought all of our students to school, and we have in place transportation programs that actually meet the needs of all of our children. We also have to be very mindful and grateful for our custodial staff that actually beautified our buildings. Without a question of a doubt, every one of our buildings are astounding, from the Falls building to Lakeview to the high school, the middle school, Fulmer Road, and the Austin Road School. Every one of our schools have really been beautified, and I cannot thank the teams that worked through the hot summer enough for what they've done. I'd also like to thank our administrators who greeted our young, happy, and excited children on the first day of school. Without a question of a doubt, the children are ready, they're excited, and our faculties are all ready to support them in their learning. We're going to have an excellent school year. We are exploring expansions of technology, as well as we're looking forward to enhancing our students as they have many opportunities that are before them. We, as a district, have some of the finest educational programs in the nation, and we truly are blessed and have to be thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Friedman. Moving on to the Board of Education Committee reports. Can we please start with Buildings and Grounds?
You want to start Buildings and Grounds? Good evening. Buildings and Grounds met on August 25th. While it was only about a 1 hour meeting, I have a lot of notes, so I'm going to try to keep it to a little bit less than an hour summary. The first thing on the agenda was the district-wide roof project. We had a comprehensive thermal scan of all the district roofs, and the results came back. They were reviewed by Tetra Tech, and the engineer's recommendations are the first roofs to be replaced in the district will be Austin Road, Lakeview, and the high school gym. Now, we've talked a couple of different times about Lakeview and the high school gym roof being replaced. They did find that Austin Road as well has a lot of moisture in the roof, and it's a high priority to get those three projects going. The first phase of this roof replacement, we're hopeful it's going to begin in the summer of 2017. We should wrap it up by the summer of 2018. Tonight on the agenda, there is a resolution for a voter referendum in November to authorize the money to be released in order for those roof projects to move forward. In October, there will be a public presentation by the engineering firm Tetra Tech to explain to the community what we're doing, what the project entails, the scope of it, and so on. And then in November, there'll be the vote where hopefully the community will authorize the use of those capital funds that we have. The energy performance contract, same concept. It's an ongoing project. We've talked about it in the past. Basically, we're looking at upgrading a number of different systems throughout the school district, including LED lighting in the interior and exterior of most of the buildings, replacing exterior doors, upgrading energy systems, steam traps, as well as adding solar roof panels to the two of the schools that we just mentioned. Once the roofing is done, we'll actually be able to add solar roof panels to Boston Road and to Lakeview. And as we've talked about before, the great thing about this project is that basically there's no outlay of money by the district, there's no cost to the taxpayer. All these projects are essentially paid for by the energy savings that the work provides. As with the other project, there'll be a presentation in October, and there's also a resolution on the agenda tonight for the voter referendum in November. Lastly, we got an update on the summer projects that were done this past summer, and there were a slew of them, including the high school gyms. The floors were refurbished, and if you go there, the entrances and the hallways have all been redone also. They did a great job, and all that work was basically done in-house by our maintenance staff. If you look here at the fall school, the grounds have been repaved, all the parking lots have been redone, and they even added some parking in the back behind the school. There were some roof drains repaired at the Lakeview and middle school. The high school scoreboard, if anybody went over there, I checked. It's still an ongoing project, but they hope to have that new scoreboard up at the football field soon. And lastly, our next meeting is October 24th at 7:30. It's open to the public. That's a Monday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Mr. Gazari, an update on the committee, please.
Yes, thank you. So, Transportation Committee met on August 31st. Is that better? So, August 31st, Transportation Committee met. We had a request about an accommodation for a bus run. And we have decided to push this item up to the Policy Committee to address the issue. And we have another accommodation that still needs to be scheduled.
Thank you very much. Our next special ed, curriculum and technology.
Yes, for the first time we have combined curriculum, instruction, technology, and special education. Since we felt that those three programs really had a lot to do with each other and making sure things flow properly. Can you hear me now? Okay. All right, sorry about that. So what I was saying is we combined curriculum, technology, and special education in the committees because we felt that those three areas really needed to be together because they all have an aspect that depends on each other. So we met on August 17th at the district office. On the special education side, we spoke about the flexible support programs at the middle school and the high school. We also talked about the Fall Academy, that right now we have about 38 districts that are being referred to the fall school, which is really great since it's been open about a year and a half. We also spoke about the Mahopac High School Academy for our students, that New Directions has been revamped over the past year to a therapeutic high school program, which has PBIS and DBT approach along with mastery-based learning. On the technology side, we're proud to announce that in August we launched our new website. Hopefully everybody is actively using it and like the new look. Lakeview is our homepage, which looks really nice. And any issues, please let Greg Stoll know and the district office. On curriculum and instruction, I'm very proud to talk about, we have Adam Pease has taken over curriculum instruction and has put together a transition and entry plan. And the highlight there is the Rubicon Atlas curriculum mapping, which is very crucial to our district because we're really in need of mapping of our curriculum for our teachers and for our students. So please, it's very exciting stuff going on, and hopefully we'll have a great year. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mongan? And Mr. Salfano, when you want to come in, please.
The audit committee met on August 15th. We reviewed the audit report that was submitted. Unfortunately, the meeting was abbreviated a little bit because we had a board meeting right after it that was scheduled. So we'll be getting back together again in the month of September to review the information a little bit more, in a little bit more detail. There was no major findings, a couple of suggestions on how to book certain items, but we'll review those and we'll come back to the board with the suggestions from the report.
Thank you. Next up is on the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Sure.
L. The excess inventory.
Please remove letter L from the consent agenda. Excess of inventory. Is there a second one, Mrs. Mancuso?
No. It's not one.
Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, everything except for letter L on the consent agenda?
Oh, wait, and also, sorry, for the substitute revision. I have a, 6. The per diem substitute, I think there's a, 2015, and we're in 2016. Just want to check on those dates.
Okay, sure.
Page 5 out of 12. Per diem substitute revision.
So Ms. Mancuso would like to question on page 5, the revision for the substitute library media specialist at Mahopac High School, as the date reflects November 19th, 2015, and then goes until December 23rd, 2015.
Is that a typo or is it something we're fixing from last year? That's just my question.
Okay, so we will approve the consent agenda minus those 2 items, and then we will come back to discuss that. So can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda minus letter L as discussed, and also minus the per diem substitute for the substitute library media specialist? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Moving on now to the addendum, number 7 here. Can I have a motion to approve all items on the addendum?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. One final note here, though, is I'd like to draw the board's attention, members of the audience, please, to page 9, which is we have a donation. And we have a donation on letter N, and that's from the Fulmer Road PTO. We're very proud of that and proud to accept that donation. So, Mr. Hunter, can you please read letter N, donation from the Fulmer Road PTO?
Happy to do so, Dr. Mahoney. Resolved upon recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education of the Mahopac Central School District hereby accepts the monetary donation of $20,050 for the purchase of Ozobot technology for the Fulmer Road Elementary School from the Fulmer Road PTO.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Hunter.
You're very welcome.
We now turn this over to the superintendent to discuss a walk-on agenda.
We have one walk-on agenda item. It is a side letter of agreement between the MTA and the school district on APPR. Resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Board of Education of the Mahopac Central School District approved the side letter of agreement in relation to the annual professional performance review, APPR, plan and process pursuant to Education Law 3012D between the Mahopac Central School District and the Mahopac Teachers Association.
Thank you, Dr. Frieden. Moving on to number 8, closing of the meeting. We now,
Well, we have to go back to the consent agenda that we pulled out.
so let's go back to the consent agenda. We have 2 items that we pulled out. Ms. Sanfuza?
So my question is, in transportation, Mr. Kazari, in transportation, we did not discuss the excess inventory.
I
Did
believe we discussed excess inventory at our last work session, where these are, and I believe Mike Mike Scalafani spoke to the fact that we usually let go of our used vehicles for scrap, and that we're actually doing the bidding process international so that we get the best prices.
Okay. And then on L, is that L? The dates, are those dates accurate for the library specialist?
I believe there was an error in the salary calculation for the employee in that he had worked over 30 days, consecutive days, and as a result, he was not paid the correct per diem rate, and that is why there is a correction for his salary. Am I correct, Mr. Clanzer? Yes.
But it was the dates
It's
that
the
were
dates.
in question.
The dates in question were for last year. He actually was paid incorrectly last year, and that's why we're correcting that payroll error.
Okay.
So going back to the consent agenda, can I have a motion to approve letter L as well as the revisions to the substitute library media space? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we get to the final resident comments here, we do want to approve the side letter of agreement with the MTA and the APPR that Dr. Creedon just read. Can I have a motion to approve the side letter of agreement?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent, thank you. Moving on to number 8, the closing of the meeting, where we invite resident comments. Are there any residents here tonight that would like to discuss anything? And please keep in mind that there is a 2-minute window for that discussion. Could I have a motion to close the meeting? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. The meeting is